In this video, we are going to discuss formation of the heart loop. George, please recall the mnemonic and parts of the heart tube.
Well, ma'am, there are many parts of heart tube. This is truncus arteriosus. This is bulbus cordis. This is primitive ventricle. This is primitive atrium. This is sinus venosus. You can memorize it as the broke vein, always stenosis. T for truncus arteriosus. B for bulbus cordis. V for ventricle. A for atrium. And S for sinus venosus.
So medical class. Is the same question roaming around your mind? Heart isn't a tube-like structure. Then why the heart is developed as a tube? And how it is converted to its original shape? Well, class, to solve this mystery, let's discuss the looping and folding of the heart tube. So, the early heart tube undergoes a series of folding to bring it from a straight tube to a folded shape, ready to become four-chamber. We know that this is truncus arteriosus. This is bulbus cordis. This is primitive ventricle. This is primitive atrium. And this is sinus venosus. The heart tube begins to bend at 23 days and stops at 28 days. And this heart tube develops two bulges. The cranial bulge is called the bulbus cordis, and the caudal one is the primitive ventricle. Bulbus cordis will bend in this direction, while primitive ventricle will move in opposite direction. Now, this is heart tube at day 29. You can see the junction between the bulbus cordis and ventricle by the presence of the bulb ventricular sulcus. Now, this is truncus arteriosus. This is bulbus cordis. This is ventricle. And this is left atrium.
But, ma'am, why these structures are important?
It's a good question. That medical class, we know that there are many parts of heart tube. This is truncus arteriosus. This is bulbus cordis. This is primitive ventricle. This is primitive atrium. This is sinus venosus. So, primitive ventricle is going to be left ventricle, and primitive atrium is going to be left atrium and right atrium. The truncus artery becomes the pulmonary trunk and aortic arch. Bulbus cordis will form right ventricle and outflow tract. But class, do you know that? What will be the fate of sinus venosus? Class, fate of sinus venosus requires detailed explanation, which will be explained in our upcoming video. So this was all. In our next video, we will talk about the sinus venosus and congenital heart defect.
Discover a wealth of accurate, up-to-date medical videos for in-depth learning, anytime, anywhere. Elevate your medical expertise with sqadia.com.